Hello and welcome to the Lake Shasta update for June 2024. The current water level at Lake Shasta is 1,052 feet, 5 inches above mean sea level. The water level has been on the decline for a few weeks now and has dropped by 8 feet 9 inches since our last Lake Shasta update. The current water elevation is 237 feet above minimum power pool and 14.5 feet below the full pool elevation. Hello and welcome to timeBomb. In this episode, we start with a review of the latest Lake Shasta water level statistics. After nearly reaching full pool elevation, the water level is now on the decline. Next, we discuss Shasta Dam's sister, Keswick Dam, and explore its role in regulating the Sacramento River. After that, we'll examine satellite views of Lake Shasta from 2 years ago and compare them to today. The difference may shock you. But before you get shocked, do me a favor, hit that like button. Tell me off in the comments section. This is timeBomb, let's get started. After several years of drought, many reservoirs in California reached critically low water levels in the summer of 2022. But 2023 brought us a historically wet winter that alleviated much of the state's drought and replenished the reservoirs. At its peak, Lake Shasta reached an impressive 98% of capacity in May of 2023. However, during last year's summer season, Lake Shasta lost a lot of water, declining to a low of 66% of capacity. This is a chart of Lake Shasta's water level for the 2024 water year. The water year started out with 3 months of declining water levels. Then, Lake Shasta's water levels began significantly improving in January after a series of atmospheric rivers helped replenish the lake. Then there was an 8-foot decline in water levels in late February to make space for a large blizzard that hit the region in early March. In mid-April, the water level reached 1,060 feet, or 95% of capacity, and remained around that level for the next few weeks, eventually hitting a high point of 1,061 feet, 11 inches on May 6th. Then, on May 20th, the water level started to decline, losing 7.5 feet in elevation since that high point back on May 6th. Now I'll add in the water levels for the 2023 water year. As you can see, last year's water level decline started in early June. This year, however, the water level decline started out about 2 weeks earlier. Now, it's too early to know what the impact of an early decline will be, but it raises concerns about water availability for the critical summer months. We'll be closely monitoring the situation to see how the early drop may affect water supply management as the dry season progresses. The current water level of 1,052 feet is 19 feet above the historical average for this time of year. The highest water level at Lake Shasta was recorded on May 31st, 2019, when the reservoir peaked at 1,064 feet. That's just shy of the full pool elevation of 1,067 feet. Just 2 months ago, in April, Lake Shasta came within just 6 feet of that record high water level. The record low for the reservoir was set during the drought of 1977, when the water level dropped to 836 feet above mean sea level. When we look at previous year's water level, we see the Lake Shasta Reservoir is about 8 feet below the water level at this same time last year. When compared to 2022, the reservoir is an unbelievable 107 feet higher. Water levels in the reservoir are 5 feet lower than they were at this time in 2017. That's the last time the spillway was used due to high water levels. The current capacity of the Lake Shasta Reservoir is 4,129,000 acre-feet. The average capacity on this date is 3,613,000 acre-feet. The record low of 563,000 acre-feet was set in September of 1977. Full pool capacity is 4,552,000 acre-feet. The Lake Shasta Reservoir is currently at 90.7% of full pool capacity. That's down from the May 24th peak capacity of 98%. When Shasta Dam was completed in 1945, it was the second tallest dam in the United States, just behind Hoover Dam, standing at 602 feet tall. Shasta Dam's reservoir, Lake Shasta, was designed to be the primary water storage facility for the Central Valley Project. Not only does Lake Shasta provide water for irrigation, municipal, and industrial needs, it also generates power and provides flood control. However, Shasta Dam does not accomplish all of this on its own. Located about 9 miles downstream from Shasta Dam is its partner, Keswick Dam. Construction of the Keswick Dam began in 1941 and was completed in 1950. This timeline was influenced by the need to coordinate with the completion and operational requirements of the Shasta Dam. The Keswick Dam acts as Shasta's forebay by stabilizing the erratic water flow released through Shasta's power plant. Keswick's role is to ensure a consistent and controlled release that optimizes power generation and maintains water quality. By regulating these releases, Keswick Dam helps manage the flow of water into the Sacramento River, which is critical for downstream users. Due to its role as a regulating reservoir, Keswick Reservoir does not see the same dramatic changes in water elevation as Lake Shasta. Instead, it acts as a buffer, smoothing out fluctuations to provide a steady and reliable flow in the Sacramento River. This helps maintain water temperature as well as flow conditions and supports the overall stability of the water system. Okay, now I want to take a minute to show you some satellite views of Lake Shasta to highlight the dramatic changes in water levels over the past few years. This first image is from April of 2022. You can clearly see the bathtub rings that outline the shore of the lake, indicating how low the water levels have fallen. These rings are formed by mineral deposits left behind by receding water, vividly marking the previous high water levels. Now let's take a look at the second image, which is from last month. The difference is striking. The bathtub rings have all been erased by the high water level, showing just how much the lake has filled up. I'll switch back and forth a few times so you can get a better look at the contrast between the low water levels of April 2022 and the current high water levels. Hey, that's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video next week. In the meantime, please check out some of my other videos and consider subscribing. I really appreciate your support.